What's up, y'all? Trying to figure out why this is not working. Okay, we're working now. Okay. That was weird. Anyway, sorry about that. So tonight is going to be a more, it's going to be a more extreme topic, to be honest. And I'm also going to combine the last little bits of phubbing I wanted to talk about from the video of yesterday, because my back had started hurting, so I greatly apologize for that I had to just cut it off, because the pain was just kind of pretty intense, so I had to just kind of get off. Wasn't feeling too good yesterday, but anyway. So that's what we'll do. We'll finish the last little bit of phubbing, you know, and then afterwards, what we will do is we'll go on to talk about the issue of the topic of the video, doom scrolling. And the reason I decided to do this on the phubbing stuff is, like, you know, because this part of phubbing goes with doom scrolling, so this is the only reason I'm going to combine it with this video, to be honest. Otherwise, I would not do it. So, what I'm going to do is, I was actually on Reddit today, and I had seen something that really kind of spoke out, you know, when I was, you know, going through Reddit and stuff. So I don't really get on Reddit much, but I did find a couple stories that I'm going to talk about in this video, that I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to give my input on it, as well as explain what doom scrolling is, you know, what to do in this situation, the signs of it, all that. So we're going to get into all this. It's going to be a long ride, so this is not going to be a short video. So, anyways, if you are watching the gameplay, there may be kind of frequent stops in it when I start reading the Reddit posts, because obviously I can't, I'll try to read the Reddit post at the same time as playing the game. But anyway, so here's a story here from Reddit that I seen. And the title of it, it's posted in r/dating over 40. And I don't know why this came up. I don't know. Maybe because of the algorithm, because, you know, the Matrix, they're obviously listening in or whatnot. But, you know, all that weird stuff. That's a topic for another video. But, you know, he goes, I've been with this person for about a year and a half now. Things are great mostly. We both have our past traumas, our previous relationship issues, etc. One thing I can't stand is being phubbed all the time. We will be having dinner and there's a fork in one hand and the phone in the other, watching TV, and there's that, scrolling finger going crazy. I don't get it. I think it's okay to unplug and put the phone down. I'm an adult. What am I missing? Am I missing something? Why can they not put their phone down and be in a moment with me, or be in a moment with you? Please understand that in my previous relationship, I was ignored a lot. They will always be in a different room or on their phone a lot. Turned out they were always having an affair. Now keep that in mind, y'all. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind that he talked about the affair issue. But he goes, can someone help me understand this obsession with a phone and Facebook or whatever? Why is it that someone would be so worried about someone else's life on Facebook or any other social media and not their own life behind their phone? It's overwhelming and may lead to ending this relationship if something does not happen to change soon. Okay, so this is what I'm honestly going to say about this story. Like, you're probably wondering the reason why I probably read this story. So, the reason I chose to read this is because, like, you know, my heart kind of goes out to this guy. I'm not going to lie. Because, you know, I understand all of what he's talking about, you know, and everybody that's been fubbed is going to understand this. They're going to fully 100% understand this guy's story here. So, basically, you know, this woman can't even be with her man without being on the phone doom scrolling on social media or whatever it is. And, you know, when it comes to stuff like that, y'all, like, that's an issue, you know. But like I said, we're going to break this down. So he goes, you know, she'll have a fork in one hand and the phone in the other. Okay, look, I'm going to be honest with you. This is generally where the buck stops here kind of situation with me. You know, regardless if, you know, if it's a lover, a friend, or family member, you know, this is where the buck stops. The buck stops here. And, you know, if you've got a phone in your hand at the dinner table, you are not welcomed at my dinner table. That's the way I feel about it. That's the way I view it. Because, you know, hey, I don't have to invite you to my dinner table. You know, it's my dinner table. I can invite who and what I want to it. You know, so it's like, you know, I would honestly get better results, you know, just sitting there by myself and talking to the wall, honestly. I mean, but anyway, he also takes it a step further, y'all, and says, watching TV as well. And, you know, so basically what she's got is a fork in one hand, doom scrolling on the phone in the other, and watching TV. Her mind is nowhere near this guy. Like, her mind is completely disengaged from this person, from him. She does not care. Essentially, is what it boils down to. She doesn't care. So, you know, and he talks about, you know, he was ignored a lot, and I'm pretty sure he's probably brought this up to her and stuff. So, you know, it's like, hey, you know, if you're not going to change, then the relationship is dead. You know, you know, this relationship is dead to me. You know, it's a screen addiction thing, you know, and, you know, and another thing too is like and I'll tell you another thing, when they're thubbing, you know, they're obviously going to talk about, you know, the stuff on social media, people competing, looking a certain way, saying that everybody should be a certain way. We'll start talking about that here in a little bit on doom scrolling, because I've got like literally 3 stories on doom scrolling I'm going to talk about. Yeah, I agree. I mean, like, you know, most people can't even watch a simple YouTube video. They can't even watch a 30-minute short. It's got to be like a 15-minute short, or maybe shorter, for them to actually pay attention to it. And it's like, you know, that makes it harder for other content creators. But anyway, that's another topic for another video. But I thought that story was interesting because, you know, he also asks, you know, why can they not put the phone down and be with me in the moment? Well, here's the problem. This is why they can't be with you for the moment, because they don't want to. They want to, you know, take what they see and apply that to you, you know, and see how you hold up against that, you know, and all this fake stuff on social media or whatever, the news always putting out a bunch of fake garbage, and I'm talking both sides, Fox News, CNN, all of them. Every news network is doing it. So it's like, you know, what do you do, you know, in this kind of, you know, situation? Because it's almost like, you know, there's nothing that can be done on, essentially, you know, and if there's nothing that can be done, essentially, why try, you know? So, I mean, but another thing too is like, if they're gonna thub you on the dinner table like that, or a date, you know, my honest opinion is get rid of them. Get rid of them. Because, you know, they're not worth your time. And another thing too is like, you know, if if they was really interested, they would not be doing this kind of behavior. They really wouldn't. And you know, they're these so-called influencers. We'll talk about that here in a little while. But that's one of the issues at hand. It's a major issue. Bunch of fakeness, bunch of stuff that's not real. But yeah, what this guy, in my honest opinion, needs to do, y'all, the one about the fubbing that I just read, he honestly needs to just leave. Because, you know, more than likely this is not going to get any better. You know, this guy is, you know, dating over 40, so this guy could even be in his 50s even. So it's like, you know, or maybe a little older. I mean, I kind of highly doubt it's over 50s, but, you know, it could be just 41 to like 59 is what I'm kind of guessing. But anyway, regardless, even if it's above that, like, you know, it's more than likely someone who's in their 40s or 50s, because, you know, most people that are like, I don't know, really old, they're not really doing a lot of doom scrolling unless it's they're sitting at home alone or something, you know. But then again, I don't know, that could have changed too, so I don't know. But yeah, my advice to this guy is leave, because nothing's going to change. This relationship is dead. It's been dead. You know, there's no communication. There's no empathy. There's no love. Nothing. There's nothing there. You know, because you know, if she loved him, wouldn't be doing this kind of behavior. And yeah, it's crazy stuff. But you know, that's going to probably wrap it up a little bit, you know, on the fubbing side, you know, for this story. There are other things that will kind of go with fubbing as I talk throughout the video. That's about doom scrolling. But anyway, so what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and move on. I don't want to spend too much time on this story, to be honest. I just kind of thought maybe it was like, yeah, this is something maybe I could probably read, you know, and kind of, you know, see what y'all thought about it, stuff like that, you know, or whoever sees the video in the future or whatever, you know, he'll have a story about it. But anyway, so what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to doom scrolling, like the whole situation with it. Now, doom scrolling pretty much is like an act of, you know, it's basically a situation where like a lot of people are spending way too much time on the phone, you know, on the socials, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, you may be asking, well, what is too much time? Really, to be honest with you, if you're scrolling on social media for 30 minutes straight, that's too much time. You may be like, well, no, you're crazy, but no, that's honestly genuinely a fact. Like it's a fact. It's because, you know, you're just wasting your life away at this point. Like you're not contributing to anything. You're not doing anything, and you're just wasting time. Anyway, and then the same thing goes for news as well. It's the same thing. So, you know, what it is, you know, they want to, you know, just scroll on the phone, whether they're on a date with you, or at the dinner table at home with you, or wherever you're at. It could be the movie theater. It could be anywhere at all. It does not matter. So, you know, what I'm going to talk about now is I'm going to really talk about some of the effects of it. There's a lot of effects of this that can really damage a relationship and a marriage and a person. So you're going to have to bear with me, because it's going to take me quite a little bit of time to talk about it. And to be honest with you, this is just stuff that I know, and there's probably stuff that I'll miss. I mean, I could probably look up other stuff that I didn't even know possibly, you know, but it's like, you know, I'm pretty educated on it, so why not share what I know? But, so, the first thing doom scrolling will do to a person is, for a lot of people, not all, they will start having trouble sleeping. And the reason being is because they say you're supposed to turn off all lights, that includes screens, like an hour before bed. Well, I mean, I have to take medicine to sleep, so I don't really have to do that, but I'll just kind of, play a game or something, or, something like that possibly, or talk to like an AI bot of a character, something like that, I do stuff like that a lot, but I don't turn it into like a doom scrolling kind of thing, but another thing too is like doom scrolling will negatively impact mental health and physical health. So what I mean by that is your mental will go down the toilet if you're doing this. You can defend it all you like, lie all you want. The doom scroller has that problem, and definitely the person that's being, a victim of like, instead of them spending time with them, they're just sitting there doom scrolling. The person that's suffering alone, they're definitely going to have impacts on mental health and physical health, 100%. So another thing too is like this will definitely, for both parties, for the one doing the doom scrolling and definitely the one that is receiving all the rejection, the neglect, all that, is feelings of anxiety. Obviously, you're going to feel very freaking anxious. I cannot stress that enough. You're going to feel extremely anxious, extremely freaking depressed. And you're going to be stressed out, so to say. Like if you say if you're one of the type of people who say, "Oh, well, I'm just stressed out," trust me, deal with this problem, and you're probably dealing with it not even knowing it, to be honest, but deal with this problem and you will know true stress. Like I cannot stress that enough. But another thing too is like it'll also cause a lot of fear because of fear-mongering, bullcrap news. And yes, both parties do this crap. The Democrat liberals do it. The conservative Republicans do it. Both parties do it. So calling out both of them here. So, but I think the Democrats are obviously worse than about it than Republicans, though. Anyway, they're still both doing it, so that's all that matters. Anyway, you'll also feel extremely isolated. Extremely isolated, because you're stuck in the Matrix, and the Matrix, see, you may have like all these acquaintances, stuff like that, but that crap means nothing. It does not mean a damn thing. It's a very isolating way to live, and it's very isolating for the person that can't get your attention, and but they don't. I forgot, they don't care though. So, but anyway, so another thing it will cause is a lot of anger. You will find yourself getting angry because this person would rather doom scroll than sit here and have a conversation with you, or have intimacy, or maybe or do anything together, so to say. They would rather doom scroll. And there's even people, I can't stress this enough, I think what they call pillow talk, I think that is kind of a necessary thing, because if you don't have it, there's going to be a lot of problems in the marriage, obviously. People really underestimate the time of pillow talk, because pillow talk is a lot different than just regular talk. You know, like, it's not the same as talking to your spouse at the dinner table. I don't know, it's really different, you know, and it's supposed to be more kind of like an intimate thing, you know, but they will also feel, you know, complete hopelessness. Some of them may feel like, you know, even ending their own life, so to say, like, you know, that they honestly may end up feeling that way. And another thing too is they'll have like catastrophic, I mean devastating, catastrophic, whatever word you want to use, type thinking. And what I mean by that is their thinking problems will get so bad that they will start to make up problems that aren't there. They will start to, you know, see like all this stuff on social media and be like, oh, you know, why can't you be like this person here, you know, or, you know, why can't you do what this person's doing for me, you know, when it's more than likely it's just somebody that's got a sugar mama or like a baby daddy type stuff. Oh yeah, yes, I know, because I've had it done to me. That, you know, I really know. As a matter of fact, that's one of the reasons I have to go to like therapy and stuff, because, you know, I've had that my whole life almost. Well, put it that way, in like 2010 and stuff, when the stuff like started getting real big, that's when it started. But I noticed when Facebook came out, like in 2005 or whatever, it wasn't really a big thing, but it like exploded in like 2007 and 8. And, you know, it's like, that's kind of when that kind of stuff started, like, you know, but it really truly didn't start, you know, like the whole doom scrolling kind of thing. It really started like big time in 2010, because they was putting all that stuff on the cell phones and stuff, and that's when the crap started to the extreme. You know, and it's like, you know, these people who doom scroll, what they do is they will check the news multiple times a day, their timelines, you know, they spend a lot of time reading this stuff and feeding into it, you know, and they always feel the need to check the news and stuff, and, you know, always reading multiple articles, obviously, on this kind of crap. But, you know, and I'll tell you another thing, when they read the news, they will also feel sad and on edge. Like, you know, and I can honestly say this, because a lot of the times when I see like a lot of this woke crap or stuff, you know, I will 100% admit it makes me sad and it makes me on edge. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, it does. You know, and it kind of did yesterday. And it's like, you know, this is a small group of individuals, so it's like, you know, why be depressed about it? You know, it's a bunch of individuals who want to destroy everything. That's another topic for another video, but, you know, I know what it's like to be doom scrolled. I kind of know what it's like to do it too, because, you know, there's been times, you know, like, years ago, like, I'll check the news constantly, and, you know, like, oh, the economy's going to collapse, or, you know, it's on the way to collapsing, or groceries are so high, you know, or, you know, it could be anything. It doesn't matter really what it is. Like, it's some type of news, you know, and that stuff can make you really depressed. It can make you very anxious and feel lost and feel like there's just no hope. And, another thing too is like, you know, and the thing is, when you do this stuff, you know, and you're feeling on edge all the time, you know, because let me tell you something, I don't even doom scroll, and let me tell you something, I feel like I am on edge, you know, like everybody is on edge in the Matrix, we're all on edge, and, you know, it's just, it's a really bad way to, it's just a very bad way to be. It really honestly is. You know, the Matrix got everybody uptight. Everybody's in a bad mood all the time. You know, and, you know, it's just like, if people open their eyes, you know, they will see, you know, what I'm telling you, right now is 100% correct, you know, but it's like getting them to open their eyes, yeah, that's one thing. You know, that's not easy to do, and because they don't want their eyes open. It's like they like being deceived. They want to believe the lie, you know, and because lie is so much easier to believe to them, I guess. But another thing too, also, y'all, is like, you know, when after you've done this stuff, you will feel like you know, you'll notice like you've neglected your responsibilities. Like no joke. Like you know, say you needed to do like take out the trash and do some laundry. Well, nope, laundry and the trash don't get done today because now you're depressed because of what you've seen on the news, you know, or you know what you've seen on social media. Oh well, this person's got a better life than me, or you know, or oh well, this person's subbing me and doom scrolling, and you know it can really put you in a very bad mood very quickly, y'all. Like, I'm not even kidding. And, you know, when you've got that kind of problem, it's just, it seems like there's just no way out. It really does, you know. But another thing, too, is like, it can cause, like I was talking about, it'll cause like a lot of anxiety. You'll be very anxious, you know, and it's just, you'll also feel like you're kind of like a nobody and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, these people's lives on social media, that is honestly as fake as Buddha. That is as fake as like a lot of your religions. It is that fake. That's how fake it is. And you know, people are fake nowadays. They're real, but they're what I'm like in existence wise, but they're fake in all the other categories. You know, so why try? You know, and I'll tell you now. This I'm going to get into some stuff that probably some people did not know about doom scrolling, and you know, I have kind of dealt with this, so that's why I know. So doom scrolling, if you've received it, like you know, from another person, fubbing doom scrolling type stuff, your self-esteem will be zero. Like literally, it'll be zero. And if it's not zero, you are still on a kind of a good note because have it done to you for a long time, and I promise you, your self-esteem will reach zero. And another thing too is like, even the person that's doing the doom scrolling, and you know, that's a victim of receiving it from another person, the doom scrolling and fubbing, it can lead to physical symptoms related to like stress, anxiety, stuff like that, and it can also cause post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, I mean, I don't have like, I know other people that have like way more worse PTSD than me. I have PTSD, but it's not like, you know, to the point to where like I don't, it's not like 100% like, oh, you know, like it's just completely collapsing my life on the inside. Like, you know, I mean, it helps in collapsing it, I will say that, you know, because it's not a good mix of depression and anxiety, obviously, you know, but yeah, and also what you said earlier, I saw your comment, you know, yeah, it's pretty scary to reach zero self-esteem, like, you know, and I've had zero self-esteem for a long time. You know, I thought about doing a video on a topic called self-hatred, because, you know, it's something that I know all too well, like, you know, and it's not good, that will not be, I mean, it'll be like a good video in a sense of like educational, but a lot of the stuff I'm probably going to say is probably going to make people click off the video, because, you know, I'm not going to hold anything back, but Yes, it can cause PTSD in both people. The one doing the doom scrolling and the one being fubbed and doom scrolled. Like, it goes hand in hand, and it's just it's a sad world, really is. These people, they are trapped in the Matrix. They want to be in the Matrix. They do not care about being stuck in the Matrix or any of that stuff. So, but yeah, it's just, it's very agitating, very aggravating kind of stuff. And, it can also lead to, believe it or not, because a lot of this stuff, people don't actually know. This topic here, doom scrolling, it can also lead to uncertainty. It can also lead to discontentment, disappointment, disencouragement, and believe it or not, this honestly, it can result in jealousy, difficulty with communication, obviously. But the one that's that's going to surprise a lot of people is, even if you don't have OCD, this will honestly make you have some OCD symptoms. Like I'm not even joking. And I've got OCD really badly. This will give you some of the worst OCD symptoms. You will start questioning yourself, do you have OCD? If you don't already know if you got it or not. You're going to be like, I got to find this stuff out. Like, hey, do I have this? But yeah, it's genuinely, that's how it's going to be. Like, no joke. And it's serious stuff, and, I'm not saying you can't never look at the news or nothing. What I'm saying is, when you're doing it all the time like that, I mean, I can understand it, like, maybe once a week or maybe once every 2 days or something, or actually 3 days, actually, probably. I can understand that, I can understand that a lot more than the other stuff. But like, and as far as social media, in my personal opinion, everybody just needs to get rid of that crap. It is a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of garbage. It really has nothing useful to it. It really doesn't. Like, because the reason it was created was to connect people, so they say, but people's they're not connected. They are disconnected, and it's getting worse. So, yeah, that's my advice on the social media topic. Just get rid of it, honestly. And it's like, when you see this stuff, why is these people just sitting here believing it, and then it's like, oh, well, no, I believe it, and why are you not questioning the information you've consumed? Is really helpful, beneficial to you. Like, it's like, they're not focusing on the present, and it's like, hey, kind of like, take accountability for your own actions, take accountability for, you're kind of doing this to yourself in a way, kind of take accountability, like, hey, maybe you need to, maybe go volunteer somewhere, play a game, do something with your loved one, definitely do something with your loved one. Like, why don't you go do that? But, it's just, it's crazy stuff. And, also too, it is a red flag. It is a red flag in dating. And if you marry someone like this, then that's an even bigger red flag. But my question is obviously they were doing this before. And if they just picked it up, tell them straight up, nope, I'm not going to be a victim of this. You either stop or this relationship is over. That's what you need to say, because you got to stand up for yourself, and stuff like that, and a lot of people don't. So it's like, nope, they're not going to do it. You know, and it's like, you know, these people will honestly, they will be so obsessed with swiping through profiles, you know, they don't even message anyone. You know, like literally, you know, like a person who, like, say a person who genuinely tries to find a friend or something, it's like, you know, or like a relationship, a lot of times those people are ignored. It's all ass backwards. Those people are ignored and the other ones are not. And when it comes to that kind of stuff, just no, not gonna deal with it. No. So I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna read the first story. I want to start off, and I want to talk about it. There's another story on Reddit, and this is an advice community. The title of the heading is "My Boyfriend Won't Stop Scrolling, and I Need Advice." Hello everyone, I am a female, I'm not going to give the age, and I've been in a relationship with my male boyfriend, obviously, for 2 years. We've actually, you know what? Let me start over. Actually, there's not really anything. They gave their age, so it doesn't really matter. So this woman's a 25-year-old female, and this guy here is a 25-year-old male. They've been together for 2 years, and they've known each other since school days. It says. It says we spent about a year in a long-distance relationship before moving in together 3 or 4 months ago. Recently, I've been facing a problem that's really putting a strain on our relationship, so I could use some desperate advice. I have observed this whole situation. He just keeps doom scrolling on his phone, whether it be Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. It's become a major issue, especially when we're out together. Every darn time we go out together, I have to repeat myself 3 times to get an answer. It's beyond frustrating to me. I can't be patient anymore. I have expressed how much I hate this. I don't know what to do. I'm truly at my wit's end here. I care about him a lot, but this behavior is affecting our communication, and my patience is running thin. Has anyone else experienced something similar? How did you handle it? Any advice or perceptives would be greatly appreciated. Thanks in advance. Okay, so we're going to talk about this. We're going to break this down because, you know, even reading this story, it's not even me, and it kind of pissed me off. Like, so this guy here, he's probably got a good woman, okay, and, you know, they live together, stuff like that, and he is choosing to doom scroll on social media a bunch of pointless garbage rather than spend time with the woman he's going out with. It even said they go out on dates, y'all, and yet she has to repeat herself 3 times, probably a lot of times, even more than 3 times, you know. And she says she can't be patient no more. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. I would be the same damn way. And she goes, I have expressed how much I hate this. So she's told him specifically how much I hate this, how much it affects me, how much it's affecting you, the strain it's putting on our relationship, you know, all that kind of stuff. And then she goes, she's truly at her wit's end here. So, you know, honestly, at this point, you know, she goes, I care about him a lot, but the behavior is affecting our communication. When this problem arises, I'm going to be honest with you. This relationship here, it's over. Like, that's honestly what I'm going to tell you. It is over. Because if he's been told how much she hates it, just like she says, and every time she has to repeat herself 3 times and all that, and she's done everything to try to communicate about it, and he does not respond to the communication, guess what? It's over. The relationship is over. You are clinging on to a dead relationship. And it's just like, you know, I get you probably love him. I get it, you know, and it's like, you know, but you need to do this for you. You need to do this for you because, you know, your health is only going to be a lot worse if, you know, you do not tackle this problem. You know, you have tried to tackle this problem the nice way. You know, this woman has tried to tackle the problem the nice way. So, but this man does not respond. This man does not respond. He would rather be on the socials. And, you know, Lord only knows what he's looking at. For all we know, he could be having an affair. We don't know that. That was not put in the story. But it is a possibility. So, I'm not going to say that he is for the sake of the story because it does not state that. I'm just saying it's very possible. So, the next thing I want to comment on this about this story is the fact, you know, how do you handle it? Okay, well, there's only one way to handle this. Either, you know, you tell them, hey, you know, you're doom scrolling, you know, this is affecting me, this is affecting you, it's affecting our relationship. You know, we as human beings should not be in the matrix. We should not be doom scrolling. You know, and if that does not get through to them, you know, you got to show them, hey, if this does not stop, I'm leaving. If they still do not stop, leave. Leave the relationship. That's how you handle it. That's the only way to handle it. You can't force a person to stop doom scrolling, obviously. So if they want to be crazy and just doom scroll and lose out on a good thing, but hey, you know, sayonara, you know, it's not, I mean, it'll affect me, but I'll get over it eventually. So it's like, you know, no, just no, we're not going to do that. That's how I would be on that. So, and that's my advice for that. You know, has anybody experienced something similar? Yes, I have. Like I said before, I've experienced doom scrolling. I mean, like, you know, this one time, you know, a long time ago, you know, back when I was like early 20s, and, you know, me and this girl, you know, I wasn't a Christian at the time, and we kind of, you know, did some stuff, you know, and literally right afterwards, no joke, bam, started doom scrolling. And, you know, it's like, you know, what the heck, you know. You know, and it's not, men are having this problem as well as women. It's not a one deal, it's not a one-way street. Both people are having this problem. And, you know, my heart really goes out to these people. It really genuinely does. Because I know what it's like. I know the effects it can have on physical and mental health. I get it. You know, so it's just like, you know, these people, they said they've even known each other since school days, y'all. School days. So that's, you know, and if it's 25, that's quite a while, you know. That's quite a little while. So, you know, but, you know, he's just randomly started doom scrolling. So it's like, you know, she doesn't mean as much to him as she wants it to be. I can tell you that now, because if you really are head over heels, if a man is head over heels in love with a woman, and, you know, like a woman's head over heels in love with a man, they will not do this type of stuff. They will not. Because, you know, they are going to want to spend as much time as possible with you. And, you know, especially if they're in love with you. So, my honest opinion on this story, she needs to leave since she's not married. That's a good thing. You know, she can easily exit, way more easy. She needs to leave the relationship, and she needs to go find somebody, because she's already 25. She needs to go find somebody that will genuinely care, that will genuinely not doom scroll, stuff like this. I get she's in love with him. I get it. But, you know, if nothing's changing, then you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time, y'all. So, What do you mean she dodged the bullet? The woman is the one that's doing the doom scrolling, and the woman is the woman is the one, the victim of the doom scrolling. Like, what do you mean she dodged the bullet? The man is the one doing the doom scrolling, and the woman is the victim of it. Like, I don't know, maybe I read that comment wrong or something. Oh, yeah, she's not married to him. It's just her boyfriend at the moment, you know, so it's like, hey, you know, that's a good thing, because I wouldn't want to marry someone that's doom scrolling. I wouldn't, you know, and if that kind of behavior persisted, you know, divorce papers would be getting signed, divorce would be filed, because nope, not dealing with it. No, you know, I'm not marrying the phone. You know, I'm marrying the woman. You know, it's like, nope. If that was me, no way. So, yeah, I get it. He's a waste of time. I totally agree with that. Yeah, you know, and for someone to do something like this, you know, to me, that is just heartless. It really, honestly is. You know, people act like the phone is literally like a body part. That's literally what they act like. No joke. Like, if they lose their phone, it's almost like they've lost their eyesight, or they've lost both arms and both legs, or like, you know, it's honestly genuinely worse than erectile dysfunction to some of these men. Like, it's crazy. It's honestly crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna read the next story, because there's two more I want to read on and comment on, and then we'll talk a little more else about some doom scrolling stuff. But anyways, this next story is posted in the marriage group on Reddit, and it says, "Wife is doom scrolling every night." This guy says he's seeking advice. Okay. He says, "I'm not sure what to do here. Been married a long time, and my wife has seemed to lost all interest in sexual interactions with me. I've mentioned how 2 years is excruciatingly long for me to wait, and the relationship is something like, you never really prioritized it before. It's never been a big part of our relationship, but the thing is, it's really bothering me more now that I'm getting older, and also that she is doing nothing to address the situation. Especially after I tried to initiate a conversation, she is on her phone in the bedroom at night because it helps her wind down. But what about talking with your husband? We are not going to get close when she prioritizes the phone over me. Whatever reason she thinks at the time, I've done therapy, I've communicated with her about why it's bothering me, and nothing changes. To complicate things even further, listen to this, y'all. We have a 13-year-old son and run a business together. I feel stuck." Okay, so this one's pretty wild, honestly. It's pretty wild. So this guy is feeling, I'll tell you why he's feeling stuck. Because he doesn't want to do a divorce because they have a kid together. So that's that part. So here's the thing, if your spouse is no longer doing anything like that with you, intimacy like that, the relationship is dead. It is dead. You know, because, you know, you'll hear about all these people saying, oh, we live in, you know, like, kind of like a non-intimacy marriage, you know, sex marriage, stuff like that. Oh, it's worked out good for us. BS. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I think it's people trying to further some sort of agenda or something. I do not believe it, because, you know, as a man, I can tell you that is bull, because a man is not going to stay in something like that. Now, as far as a woman goes, I highly doubt a woman's going to stay in something like that either, because, you know, if they're doing that, they're obviously going to eventually cheat, because, and I'll tell you why I say that. The Bible talks about in, I forget what book it was, but it's in the Bible. It says, you know, if you don't do this stuff with, you know, if a man does not do this stuff with his wife, and a wife does this stuff with her husband, you know, they will go and seek it elsewhere. And what they mean is it'll make it worse. It'll make it harder to not cheat. That's what it means. Because, you know, God made stuff like that for a good reason. He made it for purpose. Human beings are supposed to do that. I mean, look at the animal kingdom, you know. But, you know, we're not going to talk too much on this topic. This is not the topic of the video. But anyway, just kind of a side note on what he said here. So, you know, it's like, you know, so this stuff's really bothering him. And, you know, she's like, oh, well, I'm just going to go on the phone because it helps me wind down. And then he goes, well, but what about talking to your husband? Here's the thing. If there's no pillow talk, that is a big red flag. That is an issue. That is a problem. Because in marriage, that is something that, to be honest with you, that is one of the most important things. You honestly would not think it is. But to be honest with you, it really is. Because, you know, as a man, I can tell you now, talking with a woman in the bed is far and leagues above beyond talking to a woman at the dinner table, watching a film, or whatever. It's more intimate. It's more, I don't know. It just feels more right, to so to say. You know, that you're sitting there talking with your spouse. You know, and a lot of these people, that's probably one of the reasons why all these marriages fail, to be honest. There's no pillow talk, you know. And pillow talk can be used to initiate intimacy, too. You know, big time. So it's like, you know, but no, these people would rather get on the social media. They would rather be stuck in the Matrix, y'all. In the Matrix. They'd rather be stuck in the Matrix, get on the phone, you know, believe everything they see on Fox News or believe everything they see on CNN or all these other garbage news websites. They're just fear-mongering crap, you know, and they generally do not care about what they should be caring about. All they care about is a bunch of BS. BS that does not matter. You know, it's like, you know, say like, you know, you live your life just doom scrolling, you know, you don't really try to do anything else. And it's like, you know, say you get up to heaven, it's like, you know, well, God says, you know, well, why should I let you in? All you did was really doom scroll, you know. You didn't really try to talk to other people about me or nothing or try to form connections. You know, all you want to do is doom scroll, you know. You know, what are you going to say then? You know, are you going to try to make up an excuse to God? Like, you know, I don't know, the audacity of these people just really is what really gets me, because it is really disrespectful. It really honestly is. And, you know, she talks about, you know, they're never going to get close. He said they're never going to get close because she prioritizes the phone over him. So, you know, if a man's got a woman like that, or a woman's got a man like that, my advice is to leave. If they do not change, leave. Because this situation is not going to get any better. It's not, y'all. It really is not. If she's not willing to change for her man on this, or if he's not willing to change for his woman on this, it's dead on arrival. It just like a lot of these games that flop, that are woke. DOA, dead on arrival. Like, no joke. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, this post here just kind of a little bit infuriated me, so sorry if I sounded a little bit angry. I can understand what this guy's going through, because, you know, I've had girlfriends do stuff like this. I think most people honestly have, whether they realize it or not. You know, so, but, I seen there was another person that was viewing the video. You're free to comment, you know, and put your input on stuff, you know, or, you know, talk about something, whatever. Don't be afraid to comment. Anyway, so here in a minute, I'm going to read this next story. Honestly, in my personal opinion, this story here is just it's really bad, in my opinion. Because if you're honestly genuinely like this, then you've got issues. You have a problem. You have an addiction. You are no different than the drug addict down the street. You are no different than the alcoholic down the road. It's the same concept. It's just different vices, to be honest. You know, and this stuff here, it's of the Matrix. It's not natural to be doing this kind of stuff, just doom scrolling. It's not a good thing to do. It really isn't. And, you know, but another thing too, how I mentioned before, you know, this doom scrolling stuff, this is not just the U.S. This is the whole world, y'all. There is no country that's not got doom scrolling. Unless there's some civilization that does not have cell phones, that would be the only way that there's no doom scrolling. And no, that's not. There's no such thing as that. Anyway, so the next story is another one on Reddit. This one is another one about marriage, stuff like this. It's just, I can tell you now, as a Christian, this stuff can be very hard to read sometimes because, you know, marriage is a sacred gift, and, you know, people they'll throw you away for the least little thing, or they'll just ignore you or something, you know, and it's like, you know, the Bible says, you know, if you find somebody like that, that's a good thing, you know, but anyway, he goes, wife is extremely addicted to doom scrolling on Instagram. Please help. Okay, the post reads, my wife is extremely addicted to Instagram scrolling. The very moment she gets bored, even for the slightest second, she grabs the phone, opens up Instagram, and is doomed into the realm of infinite scroll. And moreover, the type of content that she's been consuming is a whole different level of toxicity. The limit was gross today when I observed today how poor her attention span has become. Now, I want you to kind of remember that sentence. Remember that sentence, because I'm going to talk a little bit about that. She recently started learning German today. I asked to do an assignment to see her progress. There were about 25 questions. I was shocked to see that her attention lasted barely 3 minutes, in which she answered 2 questions and had already grabbed her phone and dived into doom scrolling. So this woman's trying to learn German, but she can't even learn German because she didn't even be able to answer the 25 questions, because I know there's 25 questions on these, like, learn the language skills stuff. Like, you got to answer all these questions, and if you're only answering 2 out of the 25, you're not dedicated to learn that language, for one, and 2, there is a problem. You know, if she's already grabbed the phone and dived into doom scrolling, that's another issue on its own. So she goes on to start, he goes on to start saying, my bad. I talked to her, but as expected, she is in complete denial that it is affecting her in any ways. I am really worried about her now. I feel this might get out of hand if nothing is not done about this stage of doom scrolling. I need to do something, perhaps find a way with which she slowly phases out of this digital addiction. My initial idea is to block off Instagram and related domains at the router level, but she will immediately notice this and simply use her mobile data. Can anyone suggest any alternatives to slowly block off content? What other strategies can I employ to deal with this situation? Thanks. Okay, so In my personal opinion, this is probably the worst story I've read in this whole video. So, man, this guy has got a huge problem. He's got a huge problem. This person that he's with is, you know, supposed to be his wife. And more than likely, I can tell you this now, if she's picking her phone up every time it dings, which means she's probably either always talking to somebody or following all this garbage on social media. Because you talked about the toxic content, y'all. And I can only imagine that toxic content, probably like feminist stuff or woke ideology or some political motivated agenda, something. Or people like, oh, you know, I've got all these handbags and these purses, and, you know, if your man's not like this, then you need to get rid of them or not pay him any mind, like, you know, or something. It's something. You know, he doesn't really justify or tell what the toxicity that she's consuming is. I'm just going on out on a limb here, guessing. You know, if she's picking her phone up that frequently, I guarantee you, y'all, guarantee you, she is not doing her household duties as a wife. I guarantee you. I guarantee you it's all left up to him. He's got to do everything. You know, he's probably got to clean the house, go to work, take care, you know, of whatever he's else got to do. All that. He's probably got to do literally everything. And that is not a marriage. That is not a marriage. You know, and if that is how your marriage is, I got news for you. That is not a marriage. It's not. That's basically a roommate that does not talk with you. That's what that is. You know, so, and if your spouse has become your roommate, that is a very bad sign, because at this stage, you know, more than likely, it's already damaged beyond repair in most cases. And there's some cases it could be fixed, but in this guy's case here, I can't really speak on the toxicity level, because I don't know. But if it's the stuff I talked about that I just named or anything like that, this relationship is probably dead. It's probably dead because, you know, if this woman can only answer 2 questions on a language test for German, you know, that's honestly pathetic. That's honestly very pathetic. You know, and it would, no matter who's doing it, if you can only answer 2 out of that, you say, oh, well, you want to learn this language, but yet you're only answering 2 out of like the 25. Yeah, that's a pathetic way to be. It honestly really is. You might as well just stop trying, because you're not going to learn anything. You're going to keep doom scrolling. You know, and you know, we talked about the effects of doom scrolling earlier, and you know, that stuff is not fun to deal with. Like I say, you know, this guy here probably is starting to experience what I was talking about earlier, the PTSD stuff. It's probably getting to him a lot, and, you know, he's probably got a lot of anxiety. He's feeling neglected, you know, depressed, you know, feeling helpless, probably worthless too. And, you know, he's probably feeling all these negative emotions. And, you know, a wife is not supposed to make their husband feel those things. Neither is a husband supposed to make their wife feel those things. So, you know, if she's in complete denial that is affecting her ways, she needs to take a look around the house. What he needs to do is he needs to not do any chores around the house and just let everything go around the house just for a week, okay? And then say, hey, look at the house, look around the house, and tell me it's not affecting. Well, more than likely this woman will say, well, it's your job to do it anyway. That's probably what she'll say. Well, here's the thing. You know, if this wife is not contributing to a dang thing, why stay married to her? Like, you know, it's a pointless marriage. That is not a marriage. As a matter of fact, that's not even a roommate. That's just someone who's pretty much just living with you and just, pretty much just staying there. It's not anything great. It's not anything special. I mean, but as far as where he talks about the blocking off content, yeah, he's right. Yeah, sure, you could do that on the router. Yeah, that would be a good thing to do, but will it defeat the problem? Well, no. However, he does have an option in this. Now, he did not say who's paying for the mobile data and her phone time. So, if it is him paying for the phone time, the last-ditch effort he could do to save his marriage is to not pay the phone bill. That's my honest answer to that post is don't pay the phone bill if you're paying for it. Now, if she's paying for it, that's not an option. So, but and then say, and then after you've turned it off, then try to talk about it because yeah, sure, she's gonna get mad, she's gonna scream at you, all this other stuff, act childish, be a narcissist, all that stuff. All that stuff goes hand in hand with the Matrix. I talk about this stuff all the time on the channel. So, but this is a very bad addiction that this person has. It's a very bad addiction. And, this guy is so desperate for his wife. He's honestly wanting to block Instagram totally on the router. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. My heart really goes out to this guy. I don't even know him, and my heart goes out to this guy. Because, I understand the pain he's going through. I get it. But, yeah, you're pretty much just dealing with a child at that point. That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, that's what I was fixing to say after I made a point. But, yeah, it's pretty much like dealing with a child. And, it's just, this person, this woman, she is not a good wife. She's not a good wife to this guy. And, it's just, it's honestly sad, really. And, but, it's really sick behavior. And, like I said before, it's just, yeah, I agree. It is disgusting behavior. I agree. But it's like, if you're really going to do this, look, you're not going to do it in my house. You're not going to do it, it's like, if she owns the house, that's, then it's your job to leave. But if you own the house, well, I'll tell you another thing too. It's like, these men will own the house, right? But yet they will go sleep on the couch and all this stuff that happens, narcissist stuff or, arguments or whatever. The man will go sleep on the couch and just let the woman have the bed. It's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, you're making the problem worse. Like, you're making the problem worse because, you're pretty much giving in to her demands. You're letting her wear the pants. You're putting her in the shoes you should be wearing. And it's like, look, if anybody's sleeping on the couch, if it's my house, it sure as hell ain't going to be me. I can promise you that. You may not sleep on the couch, you may sleep on the street or something, but you sure as hell are not going to make me sleep on my couch in my own house. I can tell you that now. That's kind of the attitude this guy should have, to be honest, because more than likely they probably ain't having any intimacy or nothing like that based on this post. None of that going on, I guarantee you. So, it's like, if if you honestly like me kind of using some Reddit stories to do some of these videos, you know, let me know. I'll try to do it more often, based on whatever I find. I do know certain YouTubers do stuff like this. I've never really done this before, so, also, you know, he's hoping that she will slowly phase out of the digital addiction. Brother, look, no, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. 2010 hit. This digital addiction to the phone, all this stuff, the damage is done. The damage is done, and it's not going to reverse itself. You know, my honest advice is this: they need to try couples therapy. If that does not work, then I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this guy's marriage is over. Because, you know, if she's not willing to change, and she's obviously not going to be willing to take accountability for her own actions, and, you know, we talk a lot about that on the channel, so, you know, she's not taking accountability for her own actions, and, you know, it's just very pathetic behavior. It's very pathetic behavior, and, you know, it's kind of heartbreaking to see other people like this, you know, because it's like, you know, everywhere I go, like, you know, how I mentioned before in the video with, like, thubbing last night, you like, I can walk into, like, a restaurant with my wife, like, say, be it, like, Subway, Dairy Queen, Applebee's, wherever. And I will tell you this is what I notice. 99% of people in there are doom scrolling the whole time. They're thubbing the whole time. And it's just, you know, why go out if that's what you're going to do? Why go out? Because, you know, if I was a man and I was spending money on a woman, regardless if it's my wife or not, you know, and they're sitting there fubbing me and doom scrolling, I would be pissed. I would be pissed due to the fact I'm spending money on you, and the way you repay me, the way you say thank you is just doom scrolling and fubbing. You know, like, no, just no. Get that out of here. You know, like I say before all the time, we do not conform to this crap. We don't. And, you know, this topic, I will be honest, it really pisses me off. It really makes me angry because, you know, this stuff here is like, you know, there's way more better things you could do than doom scroll. Doom scrolling is a waste of life. It serves no purpose. Life is sacred, and, you know, because it can't calm you down. That's bullcrap. When they say that it's calming them down, that is an excuse that they use. They are trying to just gaslight you. They're not. No, it's bullcrap. They're trying to just get their way, and, you know, just be like, hey, oh, okay, yeah, it helps. Okay, well, never mind then. Just go ahead and neglect me, you know, since I'll just have to deal with neglect, you know, and deal with the anxiety, deal with the pain, the stress, and the hopelessness, and the emptiness, and the PTSD, and the OCD symptoms, and, you know, and yeah, you just go ahead, you know, my feelings and the way I feel don't matter. That's pretty much how it works for most men, to be honest. You know, I seen a video on YouTube, literally. It was a video, and honestly, I have wondered this for a long time. It's a video, it was titled, "Do Women Care About Men's Feelings?" If you have not watched it, I highly recommend going and watching it. Now, to all the good, genuine women out there, this is not about you. If you're a man and you've got a good, genuine woman, this is not about you. If you've got one who genuinely cares, you're blessed. You really are. You know. Lord knows I am. But, you know, it's just, I watched the video, and the short answer to this question is no, they don't. And I'm not going to answer that, because if I answer it, you won't go watch the video. There'd be no point of you going and watching the video. So, now I'm not trying to paint women to be these heartless creatures or nothing like that. So, you know, I'm going to say that now. You know, there are a lot of good women out there, you know, that may be like finding a needle in a haystack, you know, but there's also a lot of bad men out there too. So, I mean, but, yeah, you know, it's just like with this stuff, it's like, you know, it's a very depressing topic. It really is, you know, and sometimes I really hate talking about this kind of stuff on the channel, because it is depressing stuff, and it's like but, you know, I try to raise awareness to this kind of stuff, because it's just really sad. And, you know, I can openly admit, you know, I don't really care what people think of me, or, oh, you know, he's depressed or whatever. I really don't care. But, you know, this topic here, I can tell you, it makes me depressed. It really does. You know, when I'm out and about, whether it's a restaurant, the grocery store, all that, you know, it's seeing these people do this in public, it's very depressing. And it makes you feel, even if you don't know them, it makes you feel isolated, it makes you feel alone. And, you know, you feel like literally that you have died and went to hell. Like, I'm not even joking. Literally, that's how I feel. And, you know, all the time, like, if I go to Walmart or wherever I go to pick up groceries, you know, it's like, me and my wife will always see these people doom scrolling while they're shopping. Like, I could understand, you know, you're using a calculator for like basic math or something on your phone. That's a given. I use a calculator, you know, if I plan on getting quite a lot of stuff, you know, but it's just like, you know, why would you care what the hell's on Facebook if you're grocery shopping? Shouldn't you be like tending to the task at hand? Like that's what I was talking about just literally a while ago. Like, I guarantee you the stuff in that person's house is not getting done because she won't do it. You know, and like these people in like Walmart or wherever they're at, the grocery shopping, they can't even focus on grocery shopping because they're so addicted to doom scrolling on the phone, on the socials, the news, all that. They can't stop. They can't put it down. And, you know, it's honestly really like, now, I'll tell you another thing. Now, I grew up with this band. I don't know if any of y'all know it, but there is a metal band by the name of Disturbed. They came out in 2000. You know, you've probably heard Down with the Sickness, Stupefy, stuff like that. You know, all those are like banger hits, like, right? But, you know, this band here is probably one of the greatest bands of all time because they actually talk a lot, I mean a lot, about stuff like this. The Matrix, doom scrolling, you know, social media, fake news, all that crap. You know, like, one of my favorite songs that talk about this stuff is Open Your Eyes by Disturbed and The Vengeful One by Disturbed. Those two right there are really good. I mean, I could go on all day long about songs, you know, that's like that, you know, that they do. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's really depressing. It really is, you know, because there's been times, and I don't care to admit it, you know, because I'm an open book, you know, and I really don't care what people think. But there have been times that, you know, I'll see this stuff out and about, and it's like, you know, I have to go home and cry because, you know, I literally feel like when the Bible talks about a stranger in a strange land, that's what I feel like. I'm not even joking. Like, I feel like that I have died, went to hell, or went to some other foreign, unknown planet, in galaxies far away. Like, I don't really know how to describe it really that well, but it's like, you know, it hurts like hell. I can tell you that now. It hurts like hell. And I can tell you this now. This topic here, you may be thinking, well, go get therapy for it. Well, I got news for you. Therapy cannot solve this problem. It can't. To be honest with you, there's only two things that can solve this problem. Is either God comes back, or B, everybody just has like an awakening, a spiritual awakening, and they break free from the matrix and like, you know what, I'm no longer going to doom scroll, but we know that's not going to happen, so that's out. So it's like, you know, there's no way out. There is no way out of this mess. There really isn't. And, you know, like, it's just, you know, people, they don't pay attention to what the heck you're saying. They don't care what you're saying. They only care what is on the phone, what is on the freaking news, what is on the social media, all this fakeness stuff, fake garbage. You know, and when I say news, I mean, I'm not talking about like all of it's fake. You know, it could be some stuff that's actually genuinely going on. You know, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you know, they're consumed and will believe anything to the point to where they do not question it or anything. And, you know, I mean, now, you know, it's just, I don't know, it's really ridiculous behavior. It's really ridiculous, very reckless. Yeah, I agree. I don't care about it neither. I don't even watch it. Like, you know, why would I waste my life watching mainstream media, people who hate my guts? You know, on both sides. Why would I waste my time watching that? Like, literally. You know, because, you know, like, don't get me started on the woke people, but yeah, that's what and Fox News and conservatives are guilty of it too. They are guilty of it too. A lot of them hate poor people. A lot of them hate homeless people. I mean, I could go on some stuff they hate. You know, that's not a good thing that they hate. You know, but there are some things they hate. That's a good thing that they hate. You know, but it's just all this hatred for people, and you know, that is not the way of God. It's not the way of God. You know, you cannot have God and claim, you know, to just hate all these people. You just can't. You know, so, but yeah, it's just, you know, it's a very depressing topic, you know, and I honestly really dreaded talking about this. You know, I've been pondering on this for like an entire week, you know, deciding to talk on Doomscroll, and I don't really get many viewers on this stuff, you know, because I'm a small YouTube channel and I'm kind of very new at it, and you know, but so it's like, you know, it's hard to get views and subs and whatnot and all that, you know. So anyway, you know, but as far as like the whole other stuff, you know, with these stories, you know, but these people honestly need some prayer. They really do. And, you know, pray that they can heal, you know, save the relationship, save the marriage. I mean, I get it. It's a long shot. More than likely, it's probably not going to happen. But, you know, it's just, it's pathetic behavior. Like, there's even been people in the grocery store that'll be doom scrolling, and they will literally run into me. Literally. And it's like, you know, hey, watch where the hell you're going, you know. If you wouldn't be on the phone all the time, you'd be aware of your surroundings, you know. And it's like, you know, none of these people can be, they're not aware of their surroundings or nothing. They don't care. All they care about is being involved in the matrix, doom scrolling, all this crap. That's all they care about. And, you know, their life is completely just, and I'll tell you another thing, like, I hate slavery, but I will tell you this, slavery, as far as is concerned, is not dead. It is not dead, and what I mean by that is it has nothing to do with race. I'm not talking about race. I'm talking about everybody is a slave to the phone. They are a slave to the Matrix. They are a slave to the news and the social media platforms. They are a slave to politicians. All this crap they are a slave to, and that is not good stuff to be a slave over, like, for real. Like, it honestly really genuinely is. Like, I may like something that, like a politician that I will like, which is very rarely. I don't really pay attention to a lot of that stuff, but there have been some I like. I mean, I didn't live in the day of Ronald Reagan, but I heard he was really good. But it's like, I don't know. It's just, if these people are like this, it really makes you wonder. That they honestly have no life, for real. They really don't. And having a job don't mean you got a life either, because a lot of these people with their jobs are doing that, people are like, oh, job's everything. That's what makes a person. Oh, no, it doesn't. Lots of people have jobs. So what? Lots of people don't. Like, who really cares? Like, that's none of nobody's business, really. Where a person works, where they don't work, if they work or not. Like, that's really irrelevant. It's like, these people, they are in complete slavery to the Matrix. They do not question it. They obey. They obey 100%, and they will not open their eyes. They really won't. And it's honestly sad. It really is. But like, is there anything that, like, y'all have dealt with, basically, like, on this kind of topic? I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to, see if anybody, will comment. So, I don't know if that third person's still in here or not. If you've had something wrong happen like this, feel free to talk about it, comment about it. It's a safe place, yeah, I'll give it a few minutes and, wait and see if anybody wants to say anything and stuff, so. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. I do too. Like, I get it. I totally get it. I understand, like, and a lot of people say, oh, I understand and not mean it, like, but yeah, I genuinely understand. This is a topic, that's genuinely understandable. Like, it's a very bad way to be. It's a very bad thing to deal with, and it's all over the world. It really honestly is. There's no country that it's not in, like I said before, and it's just, it's a sad way to live. It really is, and I really hate that people have to deal with this kind of stuff. I really do, because, I mean, being the outcast of society that I am, it's like, I get it. You know, because I do not live in the Matrix. You know, the chosen ones do not live in the Matrix. They don't. You know, the chosen ones, they don't have the people coming around. You know, because the chosen one will irritate their demons. They really will. And you know, it's honestly, it's very sad because, you know, if a person is, you know, genuinely trying to do their best and they're just being spubbed or doom-scrolled, then I'm sorry, y'all. It just really pisses me off. It really makes me angry. It makes me agitated, you know, that people are doing this kind of stuff, you know, even if it's not people, that's me, because, you know, I understand the person's frustration. I get it. You know, under no circumstances should a person ever have to deal with this garbage. They really shouldn't, you know, and they shouldn't have to deal with any of these topics I've talked about on the channel, to be honest. But honestly, you know, this is one of the worst topics I think I've talked about, you know, and I'm not downplaying the other topics, stuff like that. They're all bad, obviously, but you know, the doom scroller, they are part of a narcissist. More than likely they are a narcissist. Most people, like I say all the time, they are narcissists, you know, and because of the way it is, you know, especially over here in America, you know, but it's just like, you know, I don't conform to that, you know. I don't care, you know, like literally, you know. And I'll tell you another thing too. People are so nosy too. I talked a little bit about this in another video. It's not really necessarily doom scrolling, but it's kind of something similar. Is, you know, like these people, they call them middle class. That what they will do is, you know, they will drive around nosing at whose house, you know, if they're gone. They may even more likely message them and say, hey, you know, where you at? Drove by, and, you know, I was saying you wasn't home, you know. It's like, you know, these people, they have no life. Even the people, they're like that, you know, it can be kind of considered similar. It's just not social media news. It's just like they're too concerned with what other people are doing. You know, it's like, I don't know, it's crazy stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff that they do in the Matrix, y'all. Really weird stuff. Yeah, I guess I'm going to end this one here, because I've read all the stories, and I have put my input on them. I guess I will make one more point before I decide to end this, I guess, is the fact, you know, this guy here, in the last story I read about the wife being addicted to Instagram, you know, the toxicity, I just kind of thought about it. The toxicity, probably one of the main things he's talking about is the fact that the woman is probably seeing all these other women, getting all these like Gucci bags, stuff like that, kind of like that kind of stuff, gold digger type stuff, or, you know, posting like their marriage and stuff is just always perfect. Everything's perfect in their life all the time, always happy, stuff like that. More than likely, that's probably what this woman's doing. That's what he's talking about, more than likely. Possibly with woke stuff too, but more than likely it's probably the stuff I just named, other than the woke, you know. But it's just, it's a sad way to be. It honestly really is. And I mean, to be honest, you know, because I study Japanese, to be honest, if I could only answer 2 questions on a 25-question test of learning Japanese, that in and of itself would honestly make me depressed, because I failed the test. I didn't even try to do it. Like that would honestly make me depressed. Like, but apparently this woman does not care, because You know, if she was truly trying to learn, you know, then she would have been on a ball on that, you know, because learning the language, to be honest with you, it's not that hard. You know, it really isn't. All it takes is dedication, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, so, but yeah, I'm going to end this one here. It's just, you know, I figured I would talk about this topic because it's always on my mind. It's always on my mind. Everywhere you go, people are doing it. And, you know, I really hate it. I really do, because people should not have to deal with this crap. And, you know, and it's also, it's contributing to the dating problem. That's making everything worse, too. So, yeah, with all this stuff combining together, and there's even new stuff happening, you know, nobody's going to be able to catch a break. Nobody is going to be able to, you know, find anybody, you know. A man's not going to be able to find a good woman anymore because of all this stuff, and a woman's not going to be able to find a good man because of a lot of this stuff. You know, it's going to be very hard for them to do it, you know, and you know, plus you got all this other stuff, political issues that people's all divided over, you know, instead of just, you know, being on the side of God. And, yeah, it's not going to get any better, y'all. It really isn't, you know. So it's like, you know, you got to stay sharp out there. You gotta watch your P's and Q's, you know, and, I've even seen people, like, before I end this, I actually make this point too. I've even seen people, like, say, like, the grocery checkout line, they're waiting for someone, but the line is empty, right? And, you know, they'll be on their phone on the job, you know, like leaned over the counter, just doom scrolling. And it's like you get up there, and it honestly takes them a minute, like a good minute, for them to even notice you a lot of times. Like, you're putting your stuff up there. It's like, hey, you know, can you get the heck off your phone? I'm trying to pay for my stuff, you know, and, you know, but it's just, you know, the same thing too, like, you know, the gym problem. Like, you know, there's TVs on the treadmills. There's big TVs on the wall. Why? That's defeating the purpose of going and working out. I mean, you know, if you're lifting weights and crap and stuff like that, you know, booking it on a treadmill and stuff, the last thing you should be focused on is watching television. I'm going to be honest. That should be the last thing you should not focus on. Like, kid you not, I'll tell this one story, and then I'll seriously end the video. But I was at the gym. This gym's closed down now. And I was at the gym, and, you know, I can run pretty good on a treadmill. Like a treadmill, most time, their max is like 15. And, you know, the incline is 15. It could be different for other places. I don't know. But I think most treadmills are like 15. I think that's how it works. Anyway, I could do 12 out of the 15 on speed, you know. And as far as the incline goes, I'm not really totally good at running uphill. I've never really been doing that. I used to have asthma, so I was never good at that. So it's like I've never really attempted that. But anyway, kid you not, man, this guy, never seen this man before. This guy was, gosh, he was probably, this was years back. This is back in 2016, 2017. Time frame's not really important, but anyway, I would go to the gym, and I would go out there and run on a treadmill for hours, and I would go lift weights, do leg presses, bench pressing, all that stuff, and this guy comes in. He was the same age as me, and on incline or speed. Anyway, this guy comes up, man. I'm not even joking. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. This dude came in. He put the incline of the treadmill all the way to 15, as high as it would go. This dude would literally look like he was running up hills in place, literally. To top it all off, he started off slow for a second. He put his phone in like a cubby hole and stuff, and I mean, literally, this guy's like da-da-da-da-da-da, like putting it all the speed all the way to 15. And I'm like, is this guy trying to hurt himself or something? That is the opposite, y'all, of what this guy did. This guy literally ran for 40 dang minutes straight on a 15 incline and a 15 speed treadmill. Literally, this guy shocked everybody in the whole gym. Literally, everybody in the gym stopped what they were doing for like a 3 good minutes because they couldn't believe what the heck they was witnessing. And it's like, speed. Yeah, I can run pretty fast, so I could do 12. I haven't done it in a while, so I'd probably have to work my way back up again. But I haven't ran in a while. But at the time, I could do 12 because I used to run in school and stuff like that, and at my old school and stuff. But yeah, this guy, he does that, right? And the thing is, you want to know the one thing he wasn't on? The television. He wasn't looking at the TV on the monitor. He wasn't on his phone neither. Like, literally, this guy's phone dropped out of the cubby hole because this guy was slamming so hard with his feet on the treadmill. His phone dropped off of the dang cubby hole. Literally, the guy dropped his drink, headphones, all that. Like, literally dropped it, and he didn't even care. And I thought to myself, that is so rare to see. That is so rare to see. He's actually using the gym for what it was meant to be used for. And, it's like, but the thing is like, when I did the treadmill, the only reason I would watch YouTube is because there was like this music channel that was on there, not YouTube, but the television, sorry. On the treadmill, is you can listen to music on it, and I would sit there and, just kind of scroll through music, while I was running, give me something to listen to, because, like, it's not like anybody's going to talk, no way, obviously. And, but yeah, he wasn't doom scrolling, so I just thought I'd tell that positive story, honestly, since I started talking about something about the gym, honestly. So I want to end this video on a positive note. But there's not many people like that. There really isn't, at least, over here. I can't speak for other countries. I don't know how much people work out in other countries or not. I don't know. And, it's just like, that's honestly genuine stuff. That's genuine stuff, and it was really great to see that guy doing that. And yeah, I know, it was really cool. But I'm going to end this one here, honestly. If you like the game that's in the video, I do plan on doing a review to this here in a little bit. So if you want to stick around or whatever, I'm going to go live again and talk a little bit about the game. I'm not going to really do any spoilers or nothing like that stuff. We don't do that here. But yeah, it's just I wanted to end it on a good note, though. So anyways, I'm going to end this one here. Thanks for tuning in. Whoever the third person is, thanks for watching. If you're still on here, that is. I seen you join pretty early on in the video. You know, so if you like the content like that and you got an idea or something, I'm sure I'm free to do it. You know, yeah. So I'm going to end this one here. God bless you all, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.